Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss one of the real scenario case in Power Apps where we have to create the multi-level navbar menu. So as you can see on my screen, so I have the multiple menus bar here, which is the home, HR, finance, and marketing. And if I click on any of these drop down, so in the HR, if I click on this, so I can see there are the three sub menus here, which is employee onboarding, training and development, attendance and leave. And same here, we have for the finance and we have for the marketing. So if I will click on any of these sub menus, example, I'm clicking on SEO and analytics. So I will jump on that particular screen itself. And from here, I can go back again. So if I click on this financial reporting, now you can see I landed on that page. And from here, I can click on back button. So now what we have the requirement, we want to create this such kind of this menu bar into the Power Apps. So for this one, first of all, you have to decide which are your parent level menu and which are basically the sub menu and under which parent level it will exist. So here on parent level, we have this home, HR, finance, and marketing. And the sub menus are like for this HR, we have these three. For the finance, we have these three. And for the marketing, we have these three. For the home, we do not have any sub menus. So for this one, what we have to do is, first of all, open this Power Apps application. So here I have created these screens here on which I want to move through the selected submenus. So now what is the first action we are just going to take it? So we have to go into this app, and here into this app, we are going to use the two properties from here. So one is on start and second is formulas. Into this on start, we will set a global variable which we are going to use into our PowerFX function, which will be basically for selected menu. So if I click on this on start, so here I have set a global variable with a name as a where selected tab and the value I have initialized as a 0. So on the runtime, when this application will get open, the variable value for this where selected tab will be 0. Now here, the second thing is the formulas. So in these formulas, I have created this table. So if you see in this table, this navbar menu, I have taken the name of the table, and with the help of this table function, I have created this table where I am telling that in this HR, so this is my main menu. This is a parent level, HR, finance, and marketing. These are my parent level menu. And under that HR, I have this employee onboarding, training and development, attendance and leave, right? These are the three submenus. And here I have also defined that if user will select this employee onboarding submenu, then on which screen I need to move. So I have given the same screen name which you are able to see into the left-hand side. So now for creating this submenu, what we have to do is click on this components. Here we are going to add a new component here by clicking on this new component, and then we have to rename this one. So you can double click on this one and you can rename this one. So example, I'm renaming with this top nav 1. So I given this name. Then you have to select this top nav 1 component and we are going to set the properties. So here into this fill, we will go into this width, and width we are going to set as app.width. And then here we are going to set this height. So height I'm just going to set as a 170. So now it is done. We have set the component height and width. Now, the next thing is that what we have to do, you have to select this new component, and in the right hand side, you have to check this access app scope. If you will not check this one, then you have to create a custom properties. Then only you will be call these components into this screen panel. Now I'm just clicking on this fill color and making this to no fill. Now you have to select this top nav one, right? And once we selected this one, into this, we are going to insert a new component, which is basically the blank horizontal gallery. So search for this black horizontal gallery, and now the gallery will be added. So first of all, we are going to rename this gallery as main menu. So I given this name as a main menu, and now here we are going to change the properties of this. So this X property, I'm going to set as a 0. This Y property, I'm just going to set as a 0. And now here we also have to go for the height and width. So we will just go for the width, and width will be the parent dot width. So here this parent dot width. So it means the parent level is basically this top nav1 component. So according to that, the width will be taken, and also we have to go for the height. So the same we can just go for parent dot height. So see, automatically it has taken the same height and width as per this top nav1 container, which is components you can say, right? So now this is completely done. Then here we have to follow the sum properties rule from this properties panel. So if you see, you have this show scroll bar. So this show scroll bar needs to be turned off. So you have to turn it off. Then here we have this template size. So this template size, I'm just going to set as a 200. And this template padding is 0. Now here you have to go into this main menu gallery. Okay. This one, you have to select this main menu gallery, and now you have to click on this insert. You can see this pencil icon. You have to click on that, and then you have to click on this insert. And from here, you have to go for this blank flexible height gallery. Select this one, and I'm just going to rename this one, which is basically example, I say submenu. So I renamed this one, and same here, we are going to set the properties. So I'm changing this X properties to the 0. The Y properties, we are going to set as a 0. Then here, we will just go for the height. So for the height, we will just go for this top nav1 dot height. So it will take the same height as per this top nav1 container. And here for the width, I'm just going to adjust the width as per the template size which we have given as a 200. Then after, also we just need to go for this template size. This one. So template size will be the self dot height into this case. So now here we have set this sub menu gallery properties. Okay. In the right hand side, okay, if you see this show scroll bar, so here you have to turn this off. Okay. This show scroll bar, you have to turn this off. Then here into this template padding, we will just go for this 0. Okay. So now here we have turned this off, this show scroll bar, and here we have set this template padding as a 0. Now you have to select this submenu gallery, and here you have to click on again this added gallery. So click on that, and from this insert, we are going to insert this button control. Okay. So here I set this button control here. So now this button control is added. Now we are just going to work on this button control. So first of all, I'm just going to set the X property of this button as a 0 and Y properties of the button as a 0. So now you can see the buttons are arranged perfectly. Then also we need to go for the height and width. So into this width, I'm just going for this is parent dot width. So here I will say parent dot width. And same here, we have to go for the height. So here the height I'm just going to give as a 40. Okay. And now here, if you see, there are some gap between each buttons. So I do not want that one. So for that, into this button properties in the right hand bottom corner, you will see this border radius. Set this border radius to this 0. So once I set this 0, so now you can see there is no space between these buttons. Then here in this right hand side, we have to set this some style, themes, and properties. So here icon style, I'm selling this to fill. And here this icon, I just want to show, which is basically this down icon. And this icon should be icon after. So I change this to 1. So now you can see icon is coming after this header, right? Now here, after that, I just need to show the header here and the submenus. It means the parent label, which is basically your parent level menu names, and then submenus. So here I will just go into this main menu here. And now into this main menu, I will select the properties, which is the item properties. This one. Into this item properties, what we are going to do. First of all, if you see, if I use this filter here, and from the filter, I'm using this navbar menu because this is my table which we have created into that app screen, right? From this one, I'm just going for this where selected tab is equals to identifier. I just want to filter that one, correct? Whatever the tabs will come, which will select, that is going to be reflect. And here we are just going to use the OR. So for the OR, we use the double pipe symbol here. And then here you have to use the parent menu item. And this is basically the blank here, right? So now if you see, I have just given this one here. So now if I open this, expand this one, so here you can see, look, the controls are coming, and here you can see your parent level menu item. We have a 4 parent level, right? One is the home, second is the HR, the third is the finance, and the fourth is the marketing. Correct? So now it is coming. But now what we have to do is, whatever the submenus will come under this HR, I want to make a group of that. Whatever the submenus will come within this finance, I need to make a group of that. And same for the marketing. So in that case, what we have to do is we have to use the group by function here. Group by. So whatever the result was generating, I need to group by on the basis of this identifier. And now it is asking, okay, whatever the group will get create, what name you want to keep for that. So I'm just keeping example GRP menu, which is group menu. You can give any of the name. Okay. Now if I expand to show this to you, now you can see this GRP menu is reflecting over here. And on the basis of identifier, it has grouped this one. It means whatever we have for the HR, it is coming into this second identifier, right? And the third one is basically for the finance, and fourth is for the marketing. So now it is completely grouped here. Now what we have to do here, we have to select the sub menu, because whatever we have grouped, it is stored into this GRP menu, and we have to call it here. So you have to go into this sub menu, and here into this sub menu, we are going to select that items properties. And into this, we are going to work on this add columns. So now it is asking the source. So now here my source will be this item.grp menu, then ID, and here this item dot identifier, right? Because by the identifier, we have grouped that. So now you can see the 4 buttons are created, right? The 4 buttons you are able to see on my screen. Now here, what we have to do, we have to rename this button name, right? Like first one is HR, first one is the home, then HR, then finance, then marketing. So these are basically the button. So you have to select this button here. And if you observe in the right hand side, we have a text properties which is coming as a button. So it means I need to change this one dynamically. So what I will do, I will select the text properties from here. So select the text properties of this button and change this to this item dot title. This item dot title. So now you can see the same name are coming here, right? So you can see home, HR, finance, and marketings are coming here, correct? So now which is absolutely fine. Now here, if I click on this, as of now, I'm not able to see the submenus here, right? So now how I will get these submenus here? So now for this one, which will be the on select event, because when user will click on this drop down arrow, which is the part of the button, it means user is clicking on the button. So that should perform on the on select event. So select this on select of this button control. And here, what we have to do, put this condition. If where selected tab equals to this item dot id, then I need to set this where selected tab value as a 0. Otherwise, set this where selected tab variable, which is this item dot id. So now if you see, close this parenthesis, and now if you see, if I'm clicking on this, I can see here, look, the submenus started reflecting on my screen, correct? But now if you observe one thing, if I'm clicking on here, so it is taking some time to get it load. See, it takes some time to get it load. So how we can handle this one? So for this, you have to select this submenu gallery, and here if you see, you have a delay item loading properties. So change this from true to false. If you change this one, now if I click on this, see, it is opening immediately, right? There is no lag. Now, the another thing is that if you see, first of all, if in this home tab, I do not have the submenus, then this down arrow should not get reflect. Okay. And also, if you are expanding this, any of this parent level, then in this child level, which is basically the submenus, this down arrow should not be here. Correct. So how we will handle this one? Now let's see this one. So here I will just select this button. Okay, this one. So now how we are just going to handle this one? So for this one, these are basically the icons, right? So we are just talking about this icons here, because this is what? This is icon properties, which we are going to handle now. So now here, either you can click from here, or you can also select from the drop down. So here we are just going to put the condition. So condition will be what? If is blank. What we are just going to check, this item dot parent menu item. And so you have to use the double ampersand. Then again I say is blank. And now into this case, this item dot submenu. Okay, is submenu. So now if both conditions are matching, then I just need to show the down arrow. Otherwise, I need to show the blank here. Correct? So now if you see, with this home tab, this down arrow has been removed. And from this here, you can see down arrow is not reflecting here. Correct? See, it is removed. So now it is working absolutely fine. Correct? But now one more thing we have to look into this. What is that? So when user will click on the button, example, user click on the button, these submenus will get open. And if user click on any of these submenus, example, training and development. So user should move into that screen, which is training and development. So for that one, what we have to do, go into this button and go into this on select event, right? After that, put the semicolon for the next action, which is navigate, where you have to navigate this item dot screen here. Now close this parenthesis, and now this is done. Now we can simply save our Power Apps application now. Go into this screen, and now here we are going to call that components which we have created, which is a top nav1. So where this component will reflect, click on this insert, and here under this custom, you will see this top nav1. So hold it and drag it into canvas, and now you can see this is here. Now I can resize it. This is done. And now I can save this and I will publish that one. So here I'm just clicking on this publish, and now I clicked on this publish here. So now it is going to get published. So once it will get published, then here I will be able to see that one. So now here I will just go back, click on this leaf, and now I will just open that application. So I will be able to see that one. So now here, if you see this one, I'm just going to open this one, which we have created, and see how your application will look like. So here, this is a new version. So it is telling you that you are using an old version. Just click on the refresh to use the latest one. So now here, see, it is done. I'm just clicking on this, and here you can see, if I click on this one, look, it is working absolutely fine, right? See, I'm just clicking on this one, and immediately I'm just landing on that particular page. If I click on employee onboarding, I'm into this employee onboarding page. If I click on this financial reporting, I'm into this financial reporting page. Or if I click on this accounts payable, I'm into this accounts payable page. And same for the marketing. If you click on this campaign management, you can see, right? So these navigations of this multi-level navbar menu is working absolutely fine. So I hope you understood that how we can create this menu bar into this Power Apps application. Thank you so much everyone for watching this session.